Hi, Jonathan York from Bay Financial Partners, looking at investment markets. It really is a pretty sort of interesting time. We're sort of living in a present with equity markets, certainly in the US, pushing on to record highs. Dow Jones this morning breached the 23,000 level for the first time. And that's obviously all against a backdrop with continued sort of angst really going on with President Trump appearing to try and alienate sort of everyone in the sort of Western world. We still seen very little from the president in terms of tax reforms. There are some mumblings and trying to get something sort of going through Congress. The same with healthcare as well. But really, in terms of what he sort of promised sort of 9 months ago, very, very little has sort of come to fruition. But I say against that backdrop, you've got increasing equity returns in terms of growth going forward, and indices setting fresh contract highs. Earnings season is okay so far. No real sort of standout beats on the street, but sort of ticking along at a reasonable rate. Will be interesting to see how the geopolitical issues sort of play through. President Trump has opened up another sort of plan of attack, if you like, with the Iran deal. He's already got the ongoing feud with North Korea, and he's now throwing Iran into the mix as well. Let's say against that, the US economy is doing pretty well, and certainly data dependent. You're still looking for the Fed to have another rate increase in December. Oil's nudged back over that sort of $50 now. It's going to be interesting to see how that sort of plays through as we head into the Northern Hemisphere winter. ECB is still looking on track to sort of potentially start to ease back a little bit on the quantitative easing, and certainly the European economies are growing at a pretty good rate. Still seems a little bit of sort of deadlock in terms of the Brexit talks, and it's just going to be interesting now to see how that sort of plays through over the next sort of 6 to 8 months, because then we're sort of heading into the last sort of 12 months of sort of potential negotiations before we get potentially to that sort of hard Brexit. Just one interesting note though, certainly the Bank of England is potentially looking at increasing rates with an economy that is not particularly strong, but certainly inflation is sort of pushing through, and it'll just be interesting to see if that rate increase does come to fruition. Here in New Zealand, still waiting for the formation of the next government. The negotiations are ongoing between New Zealand First and National and Labour, and this is going to be very interesting to see the shape and the colour of that new government when it does actually finally come to fruition. Certainly potentially it is dragging on a little bit, and it's just going to be very interesting to see how this sort of plays through. Hopefully we'll get a decision by the end of the week. But again, New Zealand equity market is pushing on at a pretty good rate. Just cracked the sort of 8,000 level, and most of the markets appear to be sort of not ignoring, but just sort of putting on the back burner the sort of political issues as the economy still continues to push along at a pretty good rate. If you are looking for income, plenty of options out there. call us at 0800 867 323 or go to the website www.bayfinancialpartners.co.nz for lots of interesting articles, and we'll look forward to speaking to you soon.